Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, shalom and good day. You are listening to Awaz Community Radio. And today we'll be talking to somebody who runs a chai project. Are you interested? I'm sure you are. We all like a cup of tea, cup of chai. Now, get in touch with us. We're on Facebook. Just type in Awaz Community Radio. Tweet us at Awaz Radio 122 or give us a call 0161 839 9817. Don't forget you can also email us awazcommunityradio@gmail.com. You're listening to Awaz Community Radio with your host Saira. I'd like to say thank you to my guest today, Najma. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and it's a great honour to be here.
Thank you so much, because you've travelled over from Oldham, which is far and it's not far. So thank you so much for coming over. And I said to our listeners, you run the Chai Project. Can you tell our listeners a bit about it?
Right. The Women's Chai Project was founded by myself in 2011. And CHAI stands for Care, Help and Inspire, and that's what we aspire to do. I set this group up over a cup of tea, so that's why I've called it the CHAI Project. In 2011, I was often approached by a lot of mums with issues, and I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. We were having chai, and I decided, right, I'm going to set up a group to support these women.
That sounds great. And it happened over just a cup of tea.
Just a cup of tea, like all things, all big decisions are made over a cup of teas.
But I think we all have great ideas when we're having a cup of tea, but we don't always act on those ideas. You know, once that cup of tea is finished, we move on. Yeah. But you actually did something with your idea.
Yeah, because I was very passionate about making a change in our communities. And that's why I set that up. And now looking back at it and on where we've come to in these 5 years, it's amazing. It's phenomenal how many people we've reached out to and the projects we have done.
And like you said, it's been 5 years. And what's happened in those 5 years? So you decided to set up a group for women. Yeah. How did it grow from there?
Well, we firstly decided what the group was going to do, and it was about aiming to care about its members and the community. It was about helping and inspiring them to make a difference. My aim is to empower women to function at maximum levels as mothers and females. The project also raises awareness of women's well-being and ensures that mothers are better equipped to make a difference to their children, themselves and their community. So basically our projects are around raising awareness around well-being.
Fantastic. And you know, do you think this is something that we still need in 2016?
Oh yes, definitely. The women there are suffering in silence. There's a lot of isolation. There's a lot of issues. There's high poverty rates. So yeah, a lot of support is needed. We need to reach out to them. For example, one of the groups I run on a Wednesday morning, I have about 26 women attending, and none of them speak English, even though they've been here for a few years, and they're very, very isolated. So it's getting them to develop themselves as individuals, as mothers, as members of the community.
So I guess you're really well suited to the role of giving support, Najma, because you are yourself an immigrant and the daughter of immigrants.
Yes, I am. I was actually born in Pakistan, in Attock, in the Punjab province, and I came here when I was 6 months old. I love Pakistan, have very strong roots there, but I do class myself as British since I've been more or less born and brought up here.
Great. Yeah. And so you understand what it's like having to adjust to a new country and having to you're trying to adjust between the Eastern and Western values.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're brought up in the West, but we do hold our cultural values and our faith very close to our hearts. So we've got to balance it all out, and I think it's difficult for everyone to know what that balance is, and there's a lot of issues around identity. I have a lot of women that come from Pakistan to these groups, and they are confused. They don't know what their identity is. Do we belong Pakistan? Do we belong in the UK? What do we class ourselves as? So there is an identity issue, and it's a project that's coming up in March next year. So do watch out for that.
And you're running, is it 2 chai groups in Oldham?
Yeah, I run 2 women's chai groups, one at Greenhill Academy and one at Horton Mill Primary School. I also run a group for AXA Homes, that's AXA Homes in partnership with Oldham Coliseum. Again, all these 3 groups support women mainly from the BME communities. We run on a weekly basis during term time, and altogether on average in a week we're reaching out to about 60 women.
So what kind of subjects do the chai groups cover?
We cover a vast variety of subjects, mainly around health and well-being. So we cover things like depression, child obesity, parent and children's well-being, breast cancer care. We've also done postnatal depression. We've looked at children with additional needs, adults with additional needs. We've done a lot of autism awareness. We've done a lot of awareness around hate crime as well.
That's a very important one, I think, especially at the moment, hate crime awareness.
We've recently worked with Greater Manchester Police. We did an event in Oldham Library over the summer where both parents and children were invited, and we had Chief Inspector Umar Khan from Greater Manchester Police come in and talk about hate crime under the We Stand Together hashtag.
He's great. We've actually had him on the radio as well.
Right, okay,
he was promoting the hashtag We Stand Together campaign, and it's fantastic that that Chief Inspector Khan has been out to see you as well.
Yeah, and it was well attended. We had over 67 people, and the kids loved it as well. So it was a very family orientated event, and we're hoping to do more work in the future around hate crime, because obviously there's been an increase in hate crime since Brexit as well. We've also done an article which has gone in Al Jazeera around hate crime as well, so our views on that, and that's something to read as well.
So are you noticing a change in the mood of the people attending the groups post-Brexit? I mean, that's been a turning point for this country this year, possibly in its history. Do you think that's been a big turning point for the women attending your group?
Definitely. A lot of women are in fear, obviously because of the hate crimes, but also, what's going to happen with benefits. Poverty is going to rise. So there's not only that, there's the economic effect and social effect of Brexit. So everyone is worried and concerned. So it is affecting everyone. The mood is low.
Oh dear. And so extra chai, I think. Extra tea.
Extra tea. To care, help and inspire everyone.
It's such a British thing though, isn't it? We in times of crisis, let's get that kettle on.
Yeah, and it works. It works brilliantly. I mean, every morning, the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning sessions, we have our chai and we have our toast as well, and it just feels like home. And it's where the women feel relaxed, so they can be open about all their issues, and they can ask for support. We do a lot of referrals to various services as well, signposting the women, because one of the major problems in, I would say, South Asian communities is that we're not aware of what services are out there for women. So it's raising awareness that, hold on, we've got counselling here, we've got these services, you can go out, you can reach out and make a difference.
And I believe you've also been getting the women involved with acting. One
of the groups I run is with Oldham Coliseum Theatre, but also with the Chai Project. In 2012, we did a play around Islamophobia and bullying, which the mums we got together and wrote script, and which we performed in ourselves in front of the children. So it's not like me to stay. But last year we were part of the Alchemy Festival, which is run by the South Bank Centre in London. And we worked with celebrities like Hardeep Singh Kohli and Harvey Verdi. So we had Hardeep Singh Kohli coming into our women's group, and I co-facilitated a lot of the sessions.
He's very funny, isn't he?
He's so funny. We were in fits all the time.
And he's Scottish, so he's okay with me.
And then there's obviously, because India and Pakistan was once one country once upon a time, there was a lot of cultures in common. So there was a lot of learning from each other. So there was loads of issues we covered, but the play was around celebrating mother and daughter relationships over food. So what Hardeep did, he gathered our stories and wrote a script, which then was toured around the UK. So it was great to see our stories being performed nationally. So we went to Birmingham, Doncaster, London. We performed at South Bank Centre there as well, and we reached out to people in the hundreds with our stories, inspiring them.
How did that feel?
It was amazing. It was the tour itself was fantastic. Meeting so many amazing people and seeing those people walking out of the theatre in tears, laughing, the real emotions, and it was our stories that were having that impact. And to see that and to work with these people was fantastic. Harvey Verdi, who plays Mrs. Malik in Citizen Khan, played the lead role, and it was a story of one of the mums from the Green Hill Chai morning, and to see that performed, and the story that the mother and daughter that the story was based on, they came to the Oldham performance, so it was very emotional both for Harvey and Hardeep and the mother and daughter to see their own story being performed live.
That's amazing. I
It
mean,
was
it's
brilliant.
like you said, it's about helping women develop and reach their potential and build themselves. And to see that on stage must have been amazing.
It was phenomenal. It was fantastic, and we're only a small Oldham group, and to see Oldham on a national platform was just wow. To get the women there, to get their stories there, to get us heard. So we are a strong voice. We're getting stronger every day.
And Najma, I believe there's also a book.
Yes, this year we produced a book called Chapati and Chat, and it's a book of healthy recipes. What we did was a 9-month project which was funded by Public Health and Oldham Council Arts Development. So firstly we raised awareness around diabetes, because one of the major issues in our communities is that Asian women are 5 times more likely to suffer from diabetes than white women. So we looked at why this was happening, and also, a lot of women suffer from diabetes, don't come forward, or don't even know that they've got diabetes, or are not getting the right kind of medication, or not looking after themselves properly. So as a result of that, we decided to do a cookbook and get our traditional recipes and make them healthier. So that's what we did. We got our recipes, we cooked them, we changed them around. We didn't want to lose the taste, because often what happens is when you cook something healthy, you lose the taste. So and the end product is this fantastic book, which is downloadable for free from the Oldham Council website, and we've produced 400 copies which were given out in the community. So again, our projects are reaching out to people in the thousands.
That's amazing. It really is. And I'm so glad that we got in touch with you. We saw you on Twitter, saw the amazing work that you were doing, and we thought we've got to get you guys in and talking about the Chai Project on the radio.
No, thank you for inviting us in. I mean, it's a real honour to be here in this amazing radio station. I'm very nervous though. I'll be honest. But yeah, we are doing great work in the community. We're reaching out to many people, and it needs to be celebrated. So, thank you for the opportunity.
You're very welcome, and we'll look forward to following what you'll be doing in the future, and we look forward to having you come back in when you've been doing more work. You said you've got something going on next year in March?
Yeah, in December we're going to start a project around identity of South Asian women, and that will result in a performance hopefully in April next year. That'll be coming up soon. We've also got Dr. Saira Iqbal coming in next month, and she'll be talking about depression with the women. We work with a lot of organisations, fantastic organisations, raising awareness around key subjects.
Well, if there's anything, you want us to work on with you, just let us know. We'd love that. And, in the future, if any of your Chai Project ladies want to come in and talk about their experiences, we would love that.
Oh, yeah, I would love to bring them in. Definitely we'll be back.
And we'll make
sure. Back.
We'll make sure that there is chai tea in the building.
Oh, yeah. We can't do without tea.
No.
Yeah.
That's how we solve the world's problems.
Yes, that's how we solve
That's the way we women do it.
Yeah.
One problem at a time.
Yeah. Chai, care, help and inspire.
Thank you so much to Najma for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, if you've been inspired or you'd like to just get in touch and give us your feedback or find out how to get involved, give us a call on 0161 839 9817. We're on Facebook, just type in Awaz Community Radio, or tweet us at awazradio122. Oh, and email, of course, it's awazcommunityradio@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and if you feel like it, go ahead, put that kettle on and invite a friend round, have a cup of tea. It's good to talk. Take care.